There he is.
Hey,
What up?
welcome in, buddy. So sorry, man.
What's happening, guys? How you doing? Ewok,
good, man.
yeah, man, it's been a minute, man.
Been a hot minute, man. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing great. I'm out here in Portugal, enjoying my time and just loving what I'm seeing. Everything's going crazy.
Yeah.
Crypto's on fire. It's awesome, man.
Let's
doing some surfing.
Yeah, man. The surf was good the last week here. My apartment's right on the beach, and the waves were just freaking tasty as hell when I got here, and it was really nice. And it rained the last couple of days, so haven't been in the water day before yesterday. But
nice.
Now I'm kind of just chilling. Got to go to Nazaré and see some monster waves.
Nice.
It was like 35 footers out there.
Wow.
Watching those guys surf. It was incredible. So yeah, man, having a good time. Kind of, it's cool being here, but I'm away from my crypto and it's driving me nuts.
I hear you.
You got to keep your finger on the pulse, so to speak, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, especially now because so much has happened. Well, let's get your thoughts just real quick. This was our main topic of our show tonight, but what are your thoughts on this like crazy supply shock that we've really seen across the ecosystem? Like, of course, the pump.tires things happen, which starts to burn pulse. The ink inflation gets halved 2 times in a week-long span. And then all of a sudden, we got all these gigantic HEX stakes for short and very long term, cutting the T-share rate down and the HEX supply. And we're just seeing this crazy supply shock right now that I don't know that anybody saw coming. So I'm curious, like, what are your thoughts on this stuff? This kind of happened out of nowhere.
Well, it was unexpected that it happened the way it did. I mean, in classic Richard, right? We all think we know what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden, boom, he just comes out of nowhere. And again, I say Richard, but I should say classic HEX. Wow, what I'm seeing is the way being paved for success, and it was basically a reset and a happening, and everything is set for monster gains for the system to continue to be healthy, continue to grow and thrive, more foundation being laid. And I know that some people kind of experience pain when these things happen, or an appearance of pain. But Richard knows, he's known and has calculated, how to move and build this thing in this atmosphere in a way that I think has been nothing but healthy, nothing but solid, nothing but a great foundation. And he's really paving the way. And I don't know if you guys saw, but like literally while I was waiting to come on stream with you guys, those 350 billion just came out and just unstaked. That supply is back in the hands of the OA. I think every 100 is like 60 million HEX that were reminted back into the OA wallet. So
7 days, right?
Yeah, 7 days. So now it's be interesting to see what happens with that supply, or what happens next, or if nothing at all happens, and it just kind of just sits there. It's a nice setup. I really like the setup. I like the atmosphere of the United States and regulatory and where that's all going. So it just looks like a real nice setup right now. And of course, with the whole crypto market getting ready to move and moving, it really sets things up for nice moves for the HEX ecosystem.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was necessary to stop the rolling dumpers that we just couldn't sustain right now. I mean, once we get a few more people in here, once the market starts to pop off a little bit, the new users will come in. We'll be able to sustain some of that inflation, but it was just constantly bash it every time. It would go up a little and bash it right back down. So I'm glad it happened. Second time the OA stepped in to monitor the ecosystem and do the right thing.
And we've seen that, happen all the way through. And again, just benevolent whale activity, benevolent, OA activity. We saw it early on in the adoption amplifier. I mean, really early on, when there was a kind of a glitchy kind of arbitrage situation where people were, bringing adoption amplifier HEX into the system and throwing it on Uniswap and arbitraging it down. And that was, then we saw the benevolence whales jump in and liquid, change the liquidity so they couldn't move it like they were and kind of stop that. We also saw, the adoption amplifier and whales come in and save the adoption amplifier days from being, overrun by people doing that and arbitraging. So it's always been benevolent activities from the whale wallets, the OA wallet, to continue to keep the system healthy. And that should be a hint and a half for everybody that, and I'm not saying within the ecosystem here. I mean, we all know, we all know what's going on, but outside the whole crypto space, with the narrative of, Richard Hart is doing no good for crypto. When in all actuality, if you really look at what he's done, well, and again, I can't say he, but the system itself and the whales and the people within it, whether it be Richard or other whales or whatnot, have always worked to try and keep the system healthy and keep it going in the right direction. There's never been a rug pull or a scam or a money grab here from anyone outside of the system. Obviously we have our people that are dumping and whatnot, but the big moves have only been actually making the system healthier and building a more solid foundation all along the way.